Good morning. This week's story is about the Transfiguration. Jesus began to talk to his disciples. Who do people say I am? He asked them. Some say you are John the Baptist. Others that you are one of the prophets, Jeremiah or Elijah, they told him. Who do you say I am? You are Christ, the Son of God, Peter replied. You, Peter, are blessed, for God himself has revealed this to you. On you, as on a rock, I shall build my church, and to you will I give the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Then Jesus explained to his disciples that they must tell no one of his true identity. The time will soon come when I must go to Jerusalem, and there I shall suffer at the hands of the chief priests and officers of the law. I shall be tried, condemned, and executed, but on the third day after my death I shall rise again. This shall not happen to you, Peter exclaimed. It must never happen. Do not deny the will of God. You are thinking of your own wishes instead of God's. Then Jesus said to his disciples, Those who wish to follow me must, for my sake, give up all the comfort and riches of this life. But in their reward in heaven will be great. What are great possessions worth if to win them a man forfeits its soul and the chance of eternal happiness? A week later, Jesus took Peter, James, and John, the brother of James, up on a high mountain to pray. Suddenly the three men saw the appearance of Jesus change. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes were as white as the purest snow. Then Moses and Elijah appeared and talked to Jesus. The disciples were terrified, and Peter, unsure what to do, said, Lord, it is wonderful that we are all here. Let us put up 3 tents, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. Then a bright cloud passed over, and the voice of God was heard, saying, This is my Son, with whom I am well pleased. Listen to him. The disciples fell on the ground in fear, covering their eyes. Jesus came to them and touched each on the shoulder. Do not be afraid, he said. Timidly they looked up, but only saw Jesus standing before them. As they came down on the mountain, Jesus said, Tell no one that you have seen what you have seen until after I have died and risen from the dead. Sacred Mount Hermon, whose name means sacred mountain, lies near Caesarea Philippi and is the most likely the site of the transfiguration of Jesus. The snow-covered peaks reach a height of over 9,000 feet. When Jesus was transfigured, the glory of God shone through him, and he was revealed as the Son of God. Beside him were Moses, representing Jewish law, and Elijah, representing the prophets. This was to show that Jesus fulfilled the words of the law and the prophets. Here's that mountain, Mount Hermon. And it says, Jesus tells Peter that he will give him the keys of God's kingdom. This picture shows Peter, whose name means rock. When Jesus said that he would give Peter the keys to the kingdom, he meant that Peter was to take a leading role in the church. That's a mosaic someone did back then of Peter getting the keys. The end. Turn in next week for the next story. Bye.